Welcome to Senior Health Fixed, your trusted guide for thriving in your 60s, 70s, and beyond. Today, we're diving into something surprising, maybe even a little controversial. There's a food that has more protein than eggs, and yes, it can actually help you prevent muscle loss naturally after 60. If you're over 60, or care about someone who is, this episode might just change the way you look at your plate. Now, eggs have long been praised as one of the most complete, affordable sources of protein. One egg gives you about 6 to 7 grams of high-quality protein, not to mention essential amino acids. But here's the twist. There's a food that quietly packs even more protein, often overlooked, yet far more powerful when it comes to maintaining lean muscle mass as we age. Why should that matter? Because after the age of 60, our bodies naturally start losing muscle. It's a process called sarcopenia, and if it's not addressed, it can lead to weakness, falls, poor balance, and even greater risks of illness and injury. The good news? Nutrition is one of the most powerful tools we have to fight back, and what we eat can literally make the difference between frailty and strength. So, what's the food? It's not a fancy supplement, or a rare exotic fruit. It's actually been around for centuries. It's lentils. Yes, humble, plant-based, budget-friendly lentils. Surprised? Most people are. But lentils aren't just for vegetarians or soups. They're a nutritional powerhouse that may just be the secret weapon for aging muscles. Here's the science. 1 cooked cup of lentils contains roughly 18 grams of protein. That's nearly 3 times the amount in a single egg, and more importantly, lentils come with added benefits, like fiber, iron, magnesium, and folate, all of which are crucial for senior health. Unlike animal proteins, lentils have 0 cholesterol and very little fat, making them heart-friendly and waistline-friendly too. But let's be clear. Protein alone isn't the full story. You need complete proteins, those with all 9 essential amino acids your body can't make on its own. Eggs provide this, but lentils, when paired correctly, can too. Pair lentils with rice, quinoa, or even nuts and seeds, and you've got a complete amino acid profile. The best part? You're not just building muscle, you're nourishing your heart, gut, and brain at the same time. Still skeptical? Let's look at real-life examples. Studies from the Journal of Nutrition and Aging show that older adults who consume more plant-based proteins have better muscle retention, more energy, and improved balance. Lentils, in particular, are associated with reduced inflammation, better digestion, and stronger immunity. And when it comes to digestion, lentils win again. They're much easier on aging stomachs compared to red meat or dairy-based proteins, which often cause bloating, discomfort, or acid reflux in older adults. Now let's get practical. You're probably wondering, how do I actually include lentils in my meals without getting bored? We've got you covered. From hearty lentil stews to cold lentil salads, high-protein lentil pancakes to flavorful curries, this ingredient is one of the most versatile and budget-friendly ways to level up your nutrition. And it's not just about eating more, it's about eating smarter. Before we get into the meal ideas, let's talk timing. Most seniors are unknowingly under-consuming protein during breakfast and lunch, and then overloading at dinner. That's a problem because the body can only absorb so much protein at a time. To prevent muscle loss, it's ideal to spread your intake throughout the day. That means you can start your morning with a lentil and veggie scramble, have a lentil soup or wrap at lunch, and round off dinner with a lentil curry and rice combo. Balanced, delicious, and effective. Let's also bust a myth while we're here. Many people believe that only animal proteins can maintain or grow muscle. But that's not true. Recent research shows that plant-based proteins can be just as effective when consumed in the right amounts and combinations. In fact, plant proteins often come with added benefits: less saturated fat, more antioxidants, and a lower risk of chronic disease. The beauty of lentils lies in their gentle power. They don't spike your blood sugar. They help stabilize energy levels. And thanks to their rich fiber content, they support healthy digestion, which often becomes a concern with age. Ever feel bloated, sluggish, or constipated after a heavy meat-based meal? Lentils solve that problem naturally. But it gets even better. Lentils are also loaded with leucine, an essential amino acid that plays a direct role in triggering muscle protein synthesis. That means your muscles actually use the protein from lentils efficiently, something that's especially important for people over 60, when efficiency starts to decline. Combine that with even light resistance training or daily walks, and you've got a powerful strategy to maintain strength and independence as you age. If you're thinking, okay, lentils sound good, but I've never cooked them before, Don't worry, we'll cover that too. They're one of the easiest foods to prepare. You don't even need to soak most varieties. Just rinse, boil for 15 to 20 minutes, and they're ready to be added to any dish. Red lentils cook fastest and are great for soups and stews. Green and brown lentils hold their shape better and are perfect for salads, patties, and stir-fries. Let's also address taste, because no one wants to eat something that feels like a chore. Lentils easily absorb the flavors of whatever spices or herbs you add. Add cumin, turmeric, garlic, or even a dash of olive oil and lemon, and you've got a meal that's comforting, savory, and satisfying. Add veggies like spinach, carrots, or tomatoes, and suddenly it's a complete, colorful, healing plate of food. And while affordability is a big deal, what truly sets lentils apart is their long-term impact on aging well. Think of every forkful as a quiet investment in your bones, your mobility, your independence. It's not about adding years to your life, it's about adding life to your years. That might sound like a cliché, but when you start feeling stronger, moving easier, and waking up with more energy, it stops being a saying and becomes your reality. Many seniors face a turning point around age 60 to 65, when climbing stairs feels harder, getting up from a chair takes more effort, and that once light grocery bag suddenly feels heavier. That's not just aging, it's muscle loss. But here's the encouraging part: even small increases in protein intake, particularly from high-quality sources like lentils, can reverse that trend. It's never too late to start. Your muscles are still listening to what you feed them. And let's not forget what often follows muscle loss: fat gain, poor posture, slower metabolism, and decreased insulin sensitivity. It becomes a cascade of health issues, and all of it starts with weakened muscle tissue. But when you feed your body well, you give it the tools to stay strong, upright, and active. That's why protein isn't just for bodybuilders, it's essential for every senior who wants to keep doing the things they love. Now let's shift into action. You might be wondering, what's the best way to get started with lentils today? Keep it simple. Start with one meal. Maybe swap your usual eggs or toast in the morning for a warm, comforting bowl of spiced red lentil porridge, with cinnamon, coconut milk, and a sprinkle of crushed walnuts. Yes, lentils for breakfast. It's more common than you think in many parts of the world. Or try a lentil wrap at lunch. Just spread some hummus on a whole grain tortilla, add a handful of cooked lentils, chopped spinach, grated carrot, and a drizzle of lemon tahini dressing. Wrap it up, and you've got a high-protein, high-fiber, delicious midday meal that fuels you instead of dragging you down. For dinner, go classic with a hearty lentil stew. Throw in garlic, onion, tomatoes, carrots, celery, and some spices like thyme and smoked paprika. Let it simmer until everything is tender. Serve it with a slice of whole grain bread or a scoop of brown rice, and you've got a comforting, muscle-supporting dinner that feels like home. It's these simple shifts, meal by meal, bite by bite, that transform your health. Not overnight, but gradually, consistently, and sustainably. And when you combine this with light strength exercises, think resistance bands, chair squats, or water aerobics, you create the perfect environment for your muscles to thrive. Now, let's zoom out for a second. Why is there such a heavy focus on animal protein in our diets, especially for seniors? Part of it is cultural. We've been told for decades that meat equals strength. But modern nutrition science tells a fuller story. While animal protein does provide all essential amino acids, it also comes with saturated fat, cholesterol, and often, a high environmental cost. Lentils and other legumes offer a different path. A cleaner, lighter, more sustainable path, without compromising protein or nutrient density. And in a world where digestive sensitivity increases with age, foods that are gentle on the gut become even more important. Lentils shine here, providing soluble and insoluble fiber that keeps your digestive system moving, reduces constipation, and feeds your gut's beneficial bacteria. Now, for those of you who are still on the fence, maybe worried that lentils won't keep you full or give you enough strength, listen to this. Lentils have a low glycemic index, which means they provide slow, steady energy. No crashes, no cravings, just consistent fuel that lasts for hours. That's the kind of energy we all need after 60, where you can walk, garden, or play with grandkids without reaching for a snack every hour. And here's something else that's rarely talked about. Lentils may support brain health, too. Thanks to their high folate content and slow-digesting carbs, they help support focus, memory, and even mood. That's because the gut and brain are deeply connected, and a happy gut often leads to a sharper, more balanced mind. And who wouldn't want that? Let's take a moment to talk about variety. Lentils aren't a one-size-fits-all food. You've got red lentils, green lentils, brown lentils, French lentils, black beluga lentils, each with a slightly different texture and flavor. Red lentils are soft and great for soups. Green and brown lentils are firmer and hold up well in salads. French lentils have a slightly nutty flavor. Black lentils look like caviar and are amazing in cold dishes. By rotating between types, you keep meals interesting and your taste buds engaged. You also benefit from slightly different nutrient profiles. It's like nature's way of saying, don't get bored, get creative. And the versatility goes even further. You can blend cooked lentils into smoothies, bake them into muffins, mash them into burger patties, or use lentil flour in high-protein baking. Yes, there is such a thing as lentil pasta now. It looks like regular pasta, but it's packed with protein and fiber. Add your favorite marinara sauce, maybe some steamed broccoli, and you've got a 10-minute meal that's better than takeout, and better for you. So if you've ever felt stuck in a food rut, repeating the same meals day after day, lentils are your passport out. They're the opposite of bland. With the right spices and a little creativity, you can create dishes that are satisfying, energizing, and above all, healing. And here's something else most people don't realize: lentils are anti-inflammatory. That's huge for seniors dealing with arthritis, joint pain, or autoimmune conditions. The polyphenol in lentils actively reduce inflammation at the cellular level. That means less stiffness, less swelling, and more comfort in daily movement. Over time, those benefits add up in a big way. Now, if you're currently taking medications or managing a condition like diabetes, hypertension, or high cholesterol, lentils can be a supportive addition to your diet. In fact, many doctors and dietitians recommend lentils because they stabilize blood sugar and support heart health. Always talk to your healthcare provider, of course, but know that this is a food that works with your body, not against it. At Senior Health Fixed, we believe in simple, sustainable changes that create powerful transformations, and lentils are exactly that. They're not just food. They're fuel. They're strength in a spoon. They're resilience in a bowl. And most importantly, they're proof that you don't need to chase the latest health trends or expensive supplements to stay strong and independent as you age. The truth is, your body is still capable of building, healing, and thriving at 60, 70, or even 90 years old. But it needs the right tools. It needs smart nutrition, consistent movement, and a little bit of belief. And if you've made it this far, I know you already have that belief inside you. So let today be a turning point. Start small, one meal, one choice, one pot of lentils at a time. You don't have to give up eggs or meat if you enjoy them. But you can embrace the power of plants, the wisdom of balance, and the freedom that comes from feeling strong in your own body. If this video helped you, share it with a friend, a parent, or a loved one who might need a little nudge toward better health. And don't forget to subscribe to Senior Health Fixed, where we're on a mission to bring you the best tips, the most practical advice, and the truth about how to live longer, stronger, and happier. Your next chapter doesn't have to be about slowing down. It can be about leveling up, with every bite, every step, and every choice. Stay strong, stay nourished, and we'll see you in the next video.